All right, welcome to our latest Hoopcast, the last one we'll have maybe of the year. Kevin, we don't know yet. Florida losing to Mississippi State tonight. And Kevin, we've seen this story the last 3 games of the regular season. The Gators fall in a huge hole, fight back gallantly, come up short. I don't understand what it is with this team. They can't get off to a good start in the first half.
Yeah, really the first 4 minutes, they go 0 for their first 4 for the floor. Then Mississippi State goes 5 for 6. That really set the tone throughout the game. You fall behind by 10-0 early, you fall behind by about 15 in the first half, 19 in the second half. And then, they go on that crazy run, that 14-0 run that gets them back in it. But at the end, just can't come up with the plays down the stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously Mississippi State's plan was to take Vernon Macklin out of the game because he killed him in Gainesville, and they did a good job of that. But that really didn't affect Florida. They got, the offense wasn't their problem. Their problem was their defense, especially in the first half. It got to a point where when a Mississippi State player missed a shot, you were like, oh, I can't believe that happened. He actually missed one. And it goes back to what we were talking about before. That's really an underachieving team to have gone 9-7 with that talent, with that length. They've got the prototypical shot blocking center. They got a very good point guard. And talking to some of their people, they just don't have any leadership.
Yeah, it's just amazing when you think 16 of their first 19 from the floor. I mean, they obviously came out with a real sense of urgency, knowing that they had to make an impression tonight. Unlike in the Tennessee game where they just came out completely flat at home.
I think they came out too tight for the Tennessee game.
Yeah, but, Florida didn't match it on the other end, particularly early on. And, it's going to be interesting to see now come Sunday what's going to happen. I think that it's really up in the air at this point. It's probably 50-50 whether they get in.
Right. Well, I think they're in right now, but the night is young. I mean, already we've seen San Diego State maybe punch its ticket with the win over New Mexico. Minnesota may get in now. It depends on where you slot them. If you slot them below Florida, Florida's fine. Yeah. If you slot them above Florida, then Florida drops down one, then drops down another. Last thing they need is for Mississippi State to win this tournament the way they did last year.
Yeah, and with Bernardo looked really energized tonight. He had 4 block shots. He was very strong on the defensive end, and obviously them hitting the threes early really helped. And Florida got some decent games out of Kenny Boynton and out of Irving Walker. They finally got some shooting, but really it was their front court. Unlike the Auburn game, in this game, really, Alex Tyus had 4 turnovers, 5 points, and it's just been like that all year. It's just kind of a little
bit of
inconsistency, has really caught up with them. So we'll see. 21-12 right now. We'll see how things go.
Hey, you just don't know from one night to the next who's going to play well, who's going to step up, who's not going to. And that's just the way this team is. They did cut it to 4, had 2 possessions down 4 on one of them. Kenny Boynton, we couldn't see from where they got fouled. Billy thought he was fouled. You could tell that the way he lit Tom Eads up after the play. And then they get the ball right back, and they're on a fast break, and the ball just goes right through Dan Werner's hands, and he's trying to get started too fast and might have had a clear path. But when you get that far behind, you can't make mistakes like that.
Yeah, and 12 turnovers for the game, but 8 in the first half, which really killed them too. And Mississippi State was very disruptive in the passing lanes. Florida had passed the ball so well.
Length comes in,
so well against Auburn. Couldn't do that same kind of passing against Mississippi State because they were really deflecting and knocking everything away. And I thought tonight definitely played with a great sense of urgency. And Florida, I thought played hard, but didn't completely match it. And that's where you get the 6-point deficit.
Yep. And so the season ends. The resume is complete, locked in, and we'll see what happens on Sunday night. Whether Florida gets in or not, we'll still be doing that special edition of the Web Pat Dooley Show. We'll be doing that, of course, on probably filming it Tuesday. Mark Wise will be my guest, and we'll do it on Wednesday. You'll be able to go on and see it. We'll break down the brackets and make our picks on there. Kevin and I will make our picks as well. Until then, Pat Dooley, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun. So long from Nashville, Tennessee.